Good evening, everybody. It's Natasha from Bagida'waad. I am here with Ron and Ron and Janet and Loy and James.
Good evening, everybody. It's Natasha.
Okay, I'm going to keep this short because I'm hearing myself back. So anyway, have a good evening, and then I'll hand it over to Ron. Have a good evening, folks.
Say the maternity.
Oh. Honey, bonjour. Was Jabatisch Nikas, mein Gandorem, Sagin Donjaba. We're meeting together again, and we're missing a few people around the table, but I can see everyone that's here. So welcome to our home. July. Jesus. And it is the 19th today. Madasva Shangsva. Nijing Madasvik Nishtana Shanish 2022. And today is what, the fourth day? The fourth day. Neil?
Third day.
Oh yeah, second day. I'm way ahead of myself. Nish Nungo. So I got that much anyway. One plate.
Pretty good, John.
Thank you.
Aha, bonjour. We the gek me no pin dayang pini jubak pagamek. The nijmen got them on pinanga. The cutting book man COVID can be a bayang book. So I didn't want to take a chance. Dachshund and Daman, she got hunger. More patient is young. Kick the shit, you should hang good the number. Kim not thank good again. Up to an kick should have Kujing. Bobbing going in a second one key Kujing. Get out of nothing about. What take it to me? It's for one big is it. Nishkanamangoni, look at Mark how's everybody out there today? Maybe since Lori's got a mouthful, I'll start off with her.
No, bonjour, Kenawea. Yeah. No, he's naman ma, hindi bakwa. Itgemagan gaga, gibin ton manda nagan. You just finished your plate. Yeah, up to him nagish got no gapcha. Baka ko yung game bayaw, please no okay wa.
I'll go.
Yeah. Liz, mabawa. Banabe man pi. I guess we've washed it man pi dopo. We've mowed it medium.
Lori's gone. I'll let her share about that. Started 2 hours ago, so might as well let everybody know.
I'm on as of really officially tomorrow, I'm on 3 weeks leave from work. I'm just taking some time for family and just taking some time away to get some breath from work. It's been a little, there's been a lot of work happening, especially with the day school patients over the past few years. So we're now into an extension for those day schools. So just thought I need to do some self-care, some reconnecting with family and getting things done around the house, taking that time. So yeah, so I'm home for 3 weeks. Yay. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. Being a little honest, I guess, and struggles and go through. Our relationship and our family life has been hurting a little bit, just in terms of connection between her and I. So we're trying to come back together again. So a couple changes we're looking at herself and myself. Start being more of a couple, and a husband and wife that we're going to start focusing on ourselves for the next little while to get reconnected with it just became this gal here, she's awfully busy, and we've been missing some of our time, so we kind of got lost in the shuffle there a little bit, our priorities. So just looking at to start balancing things out again, not stopping anything. She's still going to be doing work when she comes back or stuff, but we're trying to balance our marriage into that equation also to make things a little better. So we've been kind of lacking on the family part of our cultural journey. So we're going to try and reground ourselves a little bit and get back to life a little bit, just everyday life. So I guess we're working on our relationship a little bit. So what we're doing, we're making a commitment to that, both of us. So that's kind of why. And on top of that, the workloads which we talked about was pretty strenuous on her, and this gal has been through not only the day school stuff, but her job stuff, then working with trauma and community reserve and stuff. And I told her today that you don't realize how hard you've been going, and it's surprised you didn't sometimes burn out. So I think we got to put the brakes on and reverse a little bit here, and just get some grounding. We'll start looking at things. So not so many work-related stuff now, but more like she said, family stuff and that, and doing things together and trying to implement more of those stuff into our life.
Yeah.
So, but just something, couples go through once in a while, that things get out a little whack sometimes. So we decided to start putting some spark back our marriage again, because we forgot a little bit about that. So that's why she's taking this time off, and she does need to take a break once in a while too, because she has been going forward. So that's what's going on. Just being honest in front of you guys. That so you see Laurie and something like that, where she's slowing down a little bit. That's all.
That's why we're both on here tonight.
Yeah.
We come together.
Mhm. Yeah, that's good.
Nothing wrong. Just working on ourselves. That's all.
Shagigi Murray.
Oh, I just like to comment that life is bittersweet. Kujash, my grandson, lost his little doggy yesterday, and he was very close to his little dog, and he's going to, yeah. Tanondam na.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm not connecting like to the Zoom. Anyway, like I said, life is bittersweet. Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Friday. Friday, keep it question.
Eric.
Eric. Yeah. Eric keep coming up and watch way. Minwa nongwa my cousin Anessa. We had a celebration of her life. And, for me, it's kind of like a somewhat of a closure. I was very close to Ines. I used to volunteer with her quite a bit at when she used to work at the rec center. And she was always a happy girl. And when I felt down and out, I just see her smiling and I just said, oh my goodness, I like to be like that, to be like her, to be happy. But Sunday, I think it was this Sunday, I was reflecting on my own life and sitting at my table, Mishma, I could smell smudge. I wasn't burning anything, but I could smell it. Smell, the smudge. And I know if somebody was praying for me, and I'd like to give thanks to the people
Nice.
that are praying for me and my family. Chimigwech. It's just very helpful when you know that somebody in the community or somewhere is, is connecting with you and trying to help you and with the creator. And that's been my I guess myself in my own life of finding that not to take life and death to just give thanks to the creator for allowing us to know each other, to love each other, all that, and just that short while to have that connection. And I just like to give thanks to the creator and to the people in our community. And we have been going through a hard time, but we have our ancestral ties and our culture that keeps us together. Chimigwech, for all the people, for all Glory and her husband, they've been great help all throughout my life. And I know I'm older than they are, but they seem so much wiser, and that's why I go to them sometimes to get some advice and connection. And just, feel that somebody in our community is doing all this work. Jimmy Gwetch, Lori and Jim, and Ronnie and Janet. I don't know. I don't think we could have done it without you, Jimmy Gwetch.
Oh, that was nice. Very nice. I heard what you're saying. True. Mind if I share a little bit? I don't want to take up anybody's time. I'll try and keep it short to allow everybody to get talk about. What Marie was talking about was very true. This world, sometimes we get too caught up in it and we forget what really life's about. And it's living, celebrating your partners. That's one thing that started causing us a little bit of friction, I guess, in our home life. We got away from that a little bit. So to look back and not to forget our home life. And me too, I could have been more of a husband to her, to treat her better and honor her and be with her and be by her side, to ignite that spark that we had 39 years ago. Because time sometimes comes, we forget our base and who we are. And that's one of our teachings we talk about is life, what's real. And all of us have life inside of us. To celebrate life, to celebrate what we have, even sometimes if we have very little, to be thankful that we're still lucky enough to have them years together. So I got to make some changes myself. So that's what we're looking to do, both of us, to not forget about what's important. So yeah, so even this language class that you guys are offering, that's beautiful. And language, again, is part of that story of the Anishinaabe people. Our communication with each other, direct, honest, and forthright. No two meanings for one word. And that's how communication should be. So I see the difficulty in it itself of trying, like Janet was trying to work with numbers, and how hard it is to get language going in our communities again. We know that the elders are the only ones left holding on to this language, and nobody's picking it up anymore. Me, myself, this is my personal feelings. It's not working in school. To me, I believe the language is spoken in the home to fully grasp the concept, John, like repetition. So we're missing something. Me, myself, Janet knows, we didn't have that language in our home. I know a few words, but sometimes I look at Laurie and Ron and whoever conversing in that language, I almost feel a little bit of jealousy because I can't converse with them. And it sounds so beautiful, those words flowing. But so see, even the gift of those people a long time ago who taught these elders how to speak, their parents, and to hear that language in that home, like Laurie did, how she learned off her mom at home. Now she still has it. She's pretty fortunate to have that. And I'm really blessed to have a person that still carries that in my home. So language, to me, yeah, I do believe it's one of the utmost priorities that we need to get back. But it's so bring it back again. There's so many obstacles, that life out there that we're living now. Cell phones, all that stuff. That's language. That's what was real. And I'm guilty of that. Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. We forgot to go back to the roots of our life. So we're just trying to take a step back a little bit, but may empower us a little bit more in the future to take a rest for a little while and recharge ourselves, recharge life, and go out and do a better job. And so that's the way we're looking at it, trying to put a positive spin on it. So yeah, keep up the language program. Do the best you can. Even one or two few words that some people pick up, you're doing a world of good. I always say, if it's good, how can it be bad? So it's a good thing. Nishin. I'm good.
Russia.
Yes.
Yeah, there
So-
she's at. I thought you were sleeping.
No, just listening. Yes.
Yeah.
So how am I doing? I don't know how I'm doing. I'm trying to, something funny happened yesterday, talking about chickens at the beginning. What I
Oh.
caught from Lori's conversation was one of my chickens had chicks. 2 chicks. And I'm trying, my nesting boxes are at least 3 foot off the ground, maybe 3.5 foot off the ground. And this morning when I went out there, both the chicks and mums, because I have 3 mums taking care of 2 chicks. I have 3 mums, 2 chicks, and I'm trying to figure out how they got the chicks down onto the ground. So we've been envisioning that these little chicks must have flown down, being only 1 day old. But I'm thinking maybe not. Maybe they did a piggyback ride on one of the mums. Maybe. Or they might have gotten shoot out of the nest, quite literally.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's been my challenge for the last couple of days, is trying to organize 3 mums who have all adopted these 2 chicks and who are quite cranky if you go near them, and these babies. And yeah, just trying to deal with new babies that was not expected. And also trying to figure out if there's more coming, because I have another hen that's sitting up in a nesting box, sitting on top of some eggs. And I'm wondering if new additions are going to be coming in the coming days. And wondering if I should be just helping those eggs and mums to come down now, so I don't have to go through this whole envisioning of how chicks fly 3.5 feet down onto the ground. Like, so that's my adventure for the last couple of days. Just a lot of connection to my animals and my farm, preparing them for the storm that could be coming tomorrow. So making sure that the food is up and everything's covered from chipmunks and what have you. And also making sure that everybody has enough feed to get them through the next little bit with the weather that's moving in. But regret and looking forward to the class, and I appreciate everybody sharing.
Yeah,
Hey, Natasha,
Yes.
we're grandparents to these chickens. But I was with her when she picked up some chicks. There was 5 of them that she got one time, and they were 3 days old, and they were hovering. They were above the box that she was carrying them in, so they took flight. They were hovering. They were trying to get out of the box. So it wouldn't be surprising if these 1-day chicks were already using their wings.
Yes. So my husband told me that if bumblebees could fly with the size of the bodies and the size of the wings, why can't a chick fly? So
We had some that were Christmas time gindadzo, okay? Bobin chicken and wish ko wamin. Then I heard the chirp, chirp, and I started looking around. Kaya ya. You know, I thought you were teasing me. So I kept on working. Chirp, chirp. By now, we have about so I tried to get in there and underneath her. She started biting me, or pecking me. But there was a little chicks in there. Yeah. I thought it was pretty good.
Baby chicken. Baby
Wow.
chicken. Ogakwas? Baby chicken.
PTs.
Pitis?
PDs?
Yeah, PTs.
Pitis. Oh, okay.
Chick,
Yeah,
is it?
yeah, little
Chick.
chick, little one. Yeah. And then we got 5 chickens. I was working around outside the barn. Then I heard this rooster yell, you know how they sound, eh? We looked at each other. We got five chickens, but I've never seen a rooster in there. But there's somebody in there.
That's what happens though sometimes when you buy chicks thing. If you don't know the sex of them, you just get whatever you get, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, one turned into a rooster. Started growing a longer tail. We started to notice there's some longer feathers coming out of that guy.
Yeah.
I seen Paul at a feast one time. He said, Baba Kwa. I think you're talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken, eh?
Any stories you want to share, Victoria? Yeah, good.
Aniba show, everyone.
Yeah.
We were out in the big canoe on Sunday, and we were watching the merganser mothers looking after all the chicks from the other mothers. You know, where there's one mother and then with a whole bunch of somebody else's children.
Oh yeah.
Was making me think that I wish that I had that with Creakin, that there isn't one mother that would go and look after him. But we watched it as a falcon came and tried to be able to pick up chicks off the water, and to watch the one mother, you know, like letting them know and getting them to dive under the water. It was really, really nice to recognize how much family sometimes is a choice. It's kind of how I was thinking about it, that sometimes the people, you know, people that you see or people you deal with are your friends and your family in a way, you know, because the connection that you have with them is a little stronger than even sometimes with your own family. So I actually feel that about all of you. So miigwech for being here and always coming to the language classes. It's really lovely to connect with everyone. So miigwech.
Same
Yeah,
to you.
kind of we the mug was chicken nicking one mama question. You're the nation. Gonna walk me the wall. Is it what Martin? The Pinocchio. We job business. We never going out. We go up on the up. We can get Christian, get magazine, fine. I'll be when it's check out my the ones that we walk with, keep an eye on the peoples, and that's what them little birds they're telling us. How family oriented that they are. That if that one is lost, then everybody feels that pain.
Yeah.
And I'll share this one here. When I lost my granddaughter, and the horses, they knew something was going on. They wouldn't even eat. They knew that they were mourning for the loss of our grandchild. That's how strong connected the horses become with you when you work with them. And the things, and they helped us along in our journeys, along with my daughter. She lost her daughter.
Yeah.
And, my son lost her daughter, and I lost a son. So like, it's bringing us the family together tighter to keep an eye on each other. To coordinate on. China the Mariang, you're the king. China the Mariang, what again? We're not here. We can't do nothing. Anishinaabemowin, China Mariang. System and again, Chigi get that. Montini, John, the shows no man, we shall not scheme it near. Isn't that up to not go? Get on, get you the king. Near Mishonas, Niche, Alfie, Mina Alec. And Lila, Minana, Isabel. ke go onen gen gabin jabain ka onen gen kamin go no sem no do kamin go ka go na shayu ke na zimen there's no like no in azim an king mishio mishnabe mi no enegio masia ka bzin da go go ena go na eteng go de mi o gaker wat yo na shaban mishio na nok meskis gewid mo se down da jiga ko mo jamen do gom dom damen man de mijin skum nak yo tap namen mi sami ben da kitap na yang we big bon me pi ni no skill gito what do you call you say that when you can them or preserve the raspberries for trade in the winter time. مش من رمضان وبقى وصية تقاقم من Jesus be October, July, last part of July. The thimbleberries تقاقم من أبدا كيو مي بنجي وقطع ناقة أبدا كيو قو ما بقو دبايا مي من تنجي ميزك وبقبام ناقش قاقود بقى مي سجم دبقو زغات كني Christmas time, New Year, you know. Gastiget nokmes damnen ge. She braided them. And then I got nick. Get aswam, then he sat. He goes in the watma. Monsieur ni snakto wat snabek. We break easy benata. He benagana get. Dam nabo wishet to me or give me what you wisham get. Up to the not here more, you can do you know, not miss suck. Mission sake one a abdek, pip san gaton, which about what mob he could look. Because you know one king there's chicken unit king you get up. I'll show you how to get the wood, how to pile it, what trees to get, what time, what kind, you know, whatever grandma was cooking at the time, that the tree matched whatever she was cooking. Up to the shin unit king. And then gonna get the canayo. Up to the get there a week last and my pit taken bishop. Mom and we got taken on the money. No, kind the skitto seaman with mid question. Anish can I again and go here? I can now enough name minutes. Go see you. We get the massa. Nepagio Nicho Nisin Nabu. No, not gonna put you. Boteo so. Then end up not pitch. Me, you know, in question duction and how Nepagia. Not pitching with my not seeing my pinungo. Question war. عشان بنو جيمك عشان كده دم تدوم عشان ينوجه إذا بسمنا ميجي من كده تينوا نوكسنا يونكين يا وكنا موال يونكين مش تيجي يعني أنا قوني كنا موال نقصك يونكين وشم جواتين أني كيكو تبن مور واش كستبنا شم جون ده No, Pigo, whatever now, Pigo, for our family. The second one. That's what I taught the boys. Now, she smart. Oh, no, opportunity can walk out. No, you go. Well, we can no more. Where the king wasn't answered, the question of the Pinogini, me or
Did we crash?
I think they're just temporarily frozen.
Frozen in time.
So yeah, if I can add a little bit more to what I was talking about earlier. Correct. all this, what we're talking about here and sharing about life, life.
I mean, Rex, he's outside.
Yeah.
Ziva, he's outside.
Mhm.
They know what it is when the people come. You say something?
See, a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sitting here sweating away. It's been really, really warm. So we've got the fans going, and I hear we're supposed to get a big storm tomorrow, so they're saying. But we need the rain, eh? Everything is so dry. So, other than just, oh, in the garden. Yeah, we did a little bit of that today, pulling the weeds out of the garden. Actually, I noticed that the tomatoes, they're about that big, and there should be a whole lot of them by the looks of it when they ripen up later on. Corn's coming along, pumpkin, squash. Radishes are pretty well done. Lettuce and the peas, yes. I was eating those out of the garden today. Yeah, so they tasted pretty good.
Yeah.
Other than that, been pretty quiet. Pretty quiet around here. Mhm.
You know what that means. Eh? Murray knows. Oh, very good.
Nobody voted for Liz Cueca. No, just kidding. Nobody. Heather put it on Facebook. She put like a when they put those signs out there. Liz for like
Or bio. Anyhow, I'd like to touch on a little bit more on tonight's topic. All of us seem to be centered. It's true. Life and what's important. Those values. I see, touching on a little bit more of what we've been talking about there. Love. I almost lost someone I love very deeply. It was gotten to a point where something I had to give. And if we don't have that, those teachings that we about that this journey isn't always about one side, myself. Sometimes people are involved, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, family. Honoring family, honoring our partners, honoring women, honoring the men. So, like I was saying, we kind of forgot to honor each other and to have that balance in life and to experience that love of family, as we talked about, of losing loved ones there. That, you know, those we've all of us, even myself, fought a little bit by the wayside of that with partner, and so to honor family and on, you know, the ones in your home, because that's good medicine too. So I gotta say that I can who I am from my teachings and what I learned. I'm okay with all my emotions. So to me, that's you're being okay with life. So I don't look at myself as a soft man or anything like that. I can stand up to times, but I do carry my kindness, very kind heart. And so even right now on right here, I can say, love you, Lori. I do. I forgot to do things like that. So I gotta ask Creator for forgiveness for those too. Yeah. Go forward to try and find that ultimate walk with in life, not to forget who we walk. So that's how I feel tonight. That's why we're sitting here tonight. Miigwech.
Ja. Nog zo weer gewoon, hè. Chicken up up peanut. Niet genoeg in hier, maar pe. Ja, maar pe. Na pitchen gaan niet snappen. Niet snappen daar. Kijk maar wat ken je? Ja, ik heb die aan, maar ze is toxic. Na pitchen gaan niet hebben aan. Ik heb die aan. We've been together so long that pretty well knows what I'm thinking anyway. Jobbing go at Tomin Yama. Sunday Mobigisan, Saturday Gisan, baked beans, eh? Some Midwest salmon, not be by. Not you, didn't women, eh? Oh.
There's got
The beans though, soaked them overnight. I think it was Friday you soaked them,
Yeah,
overnight. Boiled, or what do you do? Boil?
yeah.
Boiled.
Cook them the next day.
Their old shells are still pretty hard after that.
I don't know. It's there seemed like there was something unusually wrong. Those beans were really hard.
But the one thing I could say, when they do break, you make a lot of noise.
Navy beans.
Navy beans. Yeah. Then the people they got their name manicure. Farrier come by, worked on his feet, the horses. A little too warm. Tex, I think he was acting up, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, or he's pretty happy he's getting his feet done. Yeah. Like, no siya the calm down, no, they tengo kujing. Wish ko wamin mikin. Abde ko wish ko tabde kya niyo yan. We be ko bong fish ko chicken or wish no. Abde na gagawin mamin git. Yo gamin ko yang siyam na do, mga kestige kikidat. Siyo gamin ko yang mga fish ko chicken. Before my
Yeah, the flies are really bad, eh? All kinds of flies. Horse flies, deer flies.
how do you say
Those
that?
hawk flies. Huh?
How do you say that? Oji.
Oji.
Okay.
All kinds of oji. How would you say that?
Can I oji? Oji.
Yeah.
Kago oji. Oji is a fisher.
Oji.
Oji. Yeah. Everybody's lost for words here. Can I get away? Can I? I'll be working that sick.
since we're talking boget, yeah. Gas bar or get to Bagida'waad. Chivak.
What's that? Haze behind you?
What?
What?
You know what to buy off.
Dat they good to the square.
Yeah, they even had to close the gas bar down for what? A day, half day maybe?
Today, you know, it's
Wow.
They let go into their air conditioning unit. So when they turned the air conditioner on, it pulled in the,
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's what I say. And I really talk about this a lot of life. And, you know, it's not about me. It's about her, you guys, you know, that connection, that works. And that language again, going back to that language. So tonight I'd say I salute you guys to the language keepers because there's so few of you now. So that's something to be proud of. Salute.
You bet. Murray, got any stories to tell us?
Okay, okay. Dat is hard again. Who says Bronson's in Casa. He keeps still poking his head in there. Are you done yet, Grandma? Whispers, as I tell him not to talk loudly. Anyway, I've been sharing stories with him, like about the snake, the snake that was up in the mountain. And the Schnabel, Kneb was going to talk to the Schnabel. Oh, I've been trying to get down this mountain. It's been so cold and I'm hungry and I'm cold. Can you help me get down? This is the story I tell the boy. It's one of our teachings. And he seemed to grasp that story, what it means, about when he has compassion for the snake. So he picks him up. But if I pick you up and take you down the mountain, you will kill me with your venom. So the snake promised him he wouldn't hurt him. So Schnabel picked the snake up and put him in his coat, inside his coat, try to keep him warm and take him down the mountain. And he did. He took him down to the mountain. Then he put the snake down. And when he put the snake down, snake reared up and stung him, and with his venom, and he had venom into his Schnabel's body. I thought you would not hurt me. You promised me. You knew who I was. When you picked me up. So I tell the story to the boy, not to scare him, but to get all the information on everything that he picks up in life, whether it be drugs, alcohol, or crime, things like that, And I don't try to interpret the thing. I said, how do you view the story? And I shouldn't be picking up things that I know is going to hurt me. Because he'd put it all together, and he's a very young boy. I think that's what we need in our young people. We need to go back and give them our teachings, about things like that, not to scare them but to get the facts, about what the things can do to you, whether it be alcohol, drugs, or other things in life. So I think teachings are good, are great, and that's it was when I was doing my social counseling that Audrey was in charge of the program, that she gave us this material, and sometimes I go back and reflect on them and wonder how I could use that to teach the younger kids. But then when I was a TA at the school, they didn't allow us very much to give. We just had to take the lessons from the teacher and reteach the children if they were, falling behind. That was mostly what we done in school. And we need to have the culture cultural aspect into the school. So the kids can,
Sure.
children
Or like,
get
you know,
learn this.
phones and stuff.
Uh-huh. That's all. That's all I have to say, about our, the things. I know there's a lot of teachings and there's different, ways to where you can teach it, but that was one of the things I teach them about the kids, eh?
Mhm.
You knew who I was, when you picked me up, because you give them all the material when they, how these things can affect your life. And unfortunately, we didn't have that, till later on. I guess in somewhat we did from our grandmothers. Our grandmothers, but not the way it's out of freaking paper now today, eh? Like that, like the snake story, eh? You knew who I was. But those are, I think they hold a lot of, wisdom in that, and the children will get what they can get out of it, like how they can apply that to their own life,
Uh,
Mhm.
Yep. We got to get back what we forgot.
What?
Mhm. So I just wanted to share last night, Jim and I went for Gibon Bisman oder Tigbik. We weren't supposed to. We drove on the beach, but it was so nice to be able to, just to do that. With just the two of us. So Gee Park women. Then we were just on the end, and just that part of that reconnection again for the two of us. Hugging on the shore, not mattering that there was some not a lot, but there was a few other ones. Sharing a kiss, and then we walked into the water, and it was really nice. It wasn't cold. It was just nice, and we saw a log out there that must have floated in from somewhere and kind of anchored itself there. So we said, let's go walk out to that log. So it was just above our knees, I guess, is how far out we went. Anishinaabemowin order. You wam the mammon, watching the sun. The sun was it was really shining so nicely that it just, the ray of the sun on the water kind of like just came towards us. And it was just like a beam. So it was really nice, and how calm the water was with just a little bit of rippling happening. But just taking that time away from everything, like some people call it disconnecting, no phones, no distractions like that. Just being out there, standing in that water, feeling that water, feeling that breeze on us, and using our eyes to look around and, experiencing those things that we just get so caught up in life with that we forget to stop and look and feel all this beauty that's around us. And it was just so nice. Like we were out there for about 10 minutes or something, but just that time to be out there, and it was nice. And it's calming. It's very calming.
Mm.
Just a minute there that that's what we used to do when we first met. We'd go sit down somewhere and just enjoy each other's company. And that feeling of, when a couple's first meet and get all that lovey-dovey stuff, but reconnecting with that a little bit and revisiting that. So that's what we used to do a long time ago.
Mhm. And I think that's what the young people are missing these days, because they're born right into technology.
Mm.
It has become such a natural part of their life that they're even using it in school now as part of the teaching. You know, I remember when, like for our own kids, there came a time when, you know, when they taught us how to print and then to learn to write in cursive. Abdek, you know, that we had to practice to be able to write. They don't really do that so much anymore. And I remember when that switch happened, because the kids would come home and then they'd do their homework and they'd be at the table with their pens, their papers, and their books and writing their answers and doing essays. And, you know, it took a lot of writing, but they learned how to write. And then one of them came home one time and they said, we need a computer. I said, well, why do you need a computer? Well, we have to do our homework. Well, I said, can't you just write it? And they said, no, they want us to submit the paper. They want us to print it out. And that's the only way that they'll accept it. So, you know, for that change like that to happen, in some ways it posed hardship on some families, because not everybody was able to get computers and printers and things like that. And then for it to be a requirement at school, you know, that's difficult. So, you know, they were introduced right there. This is the only way we will accept things. So now they use iPads at school. The little kids, they know already how to use iPads and tablets. And can I use your phone, you know, to their parents? And they've also become babysitting tools instead of taking them outside. You know, I mean, get mabashkak mikwa. Kay kenzi na wayo. Jiga kwang wijawat. Yo chikewado de bandake. Kendaswat. You know, how many kids today know how to climb a tree? You know, just to go up there and, you know, to play out there. It's hard to even try to get them to go outside because they want to play on those games all the time. So I think there's a big gap that's happening here, you know, trying to teach. And I think we've all seen that. Anishinaabemowin, we biasi, we kendasi, anakea. Oh, I'm too busy. Or meanwhile, bindekyawak on these biapwasak, on these wired items. So, you know, to try and get back to that for us was something that took us back in our memories, and to try to recapture those things that, you know, that was a part of who we were. So it you know, it was a good feeling. It brought that back, and we could feel that day, you know, in our hearts, we could feel that, and together. So I think that's, you know, that's a big part of Ajwib Ziang, that people are not knowing what it's like to connect. But I don't know if, you know, everybody's so individualized now. It's, you know, with my phone, I'm with my iPad, but they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to connect with other people. Even in groups, you see, oh, everybody's got their phone, but there might be 10 people sitting around, but they're not communicating with each other. They're not talking. You know, everybody's on their phones, even sending messages to each other in the group through their phone right there. So that, I think that's part of that big disconnect.
So it could be good things too. her and I, we're looking at putting them down once in a while. Like if we go out for a coffee or something, we're gonna leave our phones at home and enjoy our company and our ride. And there's still time for answering emails and whatever, inquiries and messages, but not being so consumed by it because we're, we almost lost something because of those devices. So I think we're getting a point a little bit there. Eh? Don't want to harp on that too much, but yeah, just taking a little step back.
Mi nage gastigiang we sat down with a knee. Chico Huang, you bump salmon, skicking you bond one damen. Japan mother must be a deck wing is no more of Mishma Kawi Giviji Koda, Chico was a since considering Mother is now Mother Skicka. Mr. is no more. Yeah, there's now Wokyo. Machine didn't chew it. That with the more you near. No, shan, he could have. Mio, give me nama. Oh, no, shan. Teach him these medicines of my grandson. Oh, yeah, she was right. They were, she was right. It's a man's world when you pick that medicine. But you warm domino deal, not one up. Wish me now the minag, wish. Kim Kamang, the gears now, compared to call, mama. On the year should both sing, or the keep duck singing, yam dam, yodio. Now, get going on the snabber, pogging the tango, my as go ya, with a got it up in the garden book. He's no more the king is now pure magic in you on the more thick yagic. When I know you can, but my thing. On the only rattlesnake route, cynical route, I band on that I give cousin Zamna in Bish. It was high last year, might have washed them, moved them around. That's what we done. And we talked when we were over there. But then she Gibson Dorman. Not pitch new be a big, but then she give me bizarre. I've been working on so the gale. Jimon, you're bombing on there. Canoes go in, come down in there. Up to Nipscabi coming now there. He was one ship here near Monty get up the car and go. You go get go. He goes go. Ni see what I got with one more new Wasconeto or pink Nandangle. Jim the Mark, rose in the Karenga. Wild rose. Me up you, we washed it up. Pidgey shut off Tekpungi. We vision sock singing, we vision going you under we washed. Not pitching of the Bagida'waad pumping on the watch August, September, top up now. Go. We said socks in here. We go get sour thick, brown, isn't on then Maya. When them rose tells this is the time to pick the birthwork, that's when they tell us this is the time to do it. You got about 2 weeks window to do that. And then you pick it up for the whole year, whatever you want to be doing. That's a teaching in itself. No, I go to the offspring, yeah, mom, and what then I'm talking, not talking, suck one. You win there, no, no, get up, kill on the king, the shop, the Southern River. Steven. Oh, watch out, who give home on the army watch. Ah, we saw Bagida'waad gobble, coffee, you not in. Keep scabbing on. Yeah, no, scam bazool. What are that tower that they made by the grocery store? He went sat up there. I seen him up there about 3 times. I think he's looking for a place to put that nest up on top of the tower in town. a good view.
Yeah.
Misimina kaya gigistain. Kaya kung kaya ko wikida.
Say anything?
Huh?
9 o'clock. Do you want to say anything else to us? Neither you.
Miguel, Murray.
There you go,
Gotcha.
Marie.
Love life, people. Love life.
Right. Right home. So next Tuesday then?
I'll put me now open them next week, next Tuesday. But hopefully everybody will be back here again. Hopefully the owl will come back too. Been
It
missing
will
the
fly
owl.
over soon.
Yeah. Okay. Jimmy Welch. Yeah. Me now open them.
Thank you,
Okay.
Victoria.
Miigwech, everybody.
Hey, Gwetch, everybody.
Happy
Happy.
until next Tuesday.
Mhm.
Be well, stay well, and talk
Yeah.
soon.